Welcome to Front Office, where athlete entrepreneurs take their talents from the field to the boardroom. Presented by UBS, the world's leading global wealth manager. Today, we're in Los Angeles, California, where two companies are competing for a chance at an investment and opportunity to partner with one of the greatest players in NBA history. The entrepreneurs will have an assist man of their own throughout this process. They'll have support and guidance from someone who knows quite a few professional athletes who have decided to jump into the investment game.
I'm Wale Ogunleya, Head of Sports and Entertainment at UBS. After an 11-year NFL career, I know how pro athletes can take their competitive mentality from the game to all other aspects of their lives, including the boardroom. Today, we'll be joined by NBA superstar Chris Paul. Not only do both these companies fit Chris's interests with sports and culture, but they're looking to disrupt major markets and propel their industries forward. So yesterday, I met up with them at Indochino to make sure that they're feeling confident and they're dressed for success. Fellas, I'm Wale Ogunleya, Head of Sports and Entertainment at UBS. Listen, what we're here is to start our first step in our journey to pitching tomorrow. My motto is, if you look great, you're gonna be able to deliver tomorrow on your pitch. My guy Brandon over here is gonna take care of you, and let's go see what he has going on. Cool. Brandon,
Wale.
My guy.
How we doing, sir?
Always looking fresh.
Oh, man, thank you.
Let me introduce you to my guys.
Yeah.
Olajuwon.
Brandon, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
What's going
Earl.
on, man? Brandon,
Pleasure.
nice to meet you.
Nate.
Brandon.
Nice to meet you,
Micah.
man.
Brandon, man, nice to meet you. Well, welcome in, guys. Welcome to Indochino. I'm glad you guys came in. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna do some customizing. We're gonna pick some fabrics, get you ready for the big day tomorrow. Who's ready for the big day?
Right on there,
Let's do it, man.
Excited.
Let's go.
Brandon,
Yes,
listen,
sir.
It looks like you've been handling business over here. I'm gonna leave you in his hands. You guys continue with the accessories, and tomorrow is game time. We ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
All right, man.
Yeah, man.
Dressed to impress, the entrepreneurs are ready to meet the man who has the track record and ability to help build their businesses. NBA superstar Chris Paul.
Today we're headed to some meetings, go hear some pitches. Got my team with me. My team today will have one of my business managers, Robbie Robinson, who's been instrumental in making sure that everything that we do is strategic. Then I got Frank Zucker, who has been my financial advisor, involved in everything since 2005, since the first day I stepped foot in the NBA. And then lastly, we have my older brother, CJ Paul, who's my business manager, been with me from day one, literally. Yeah, I think when I'm listening to an investment pitch, it's a lot of different things that I'm listening for. First and foremost, I'm listening for the passion in the person's voice. If you don't believe in what you're doing, then why am I gonna believe in it? All right, looks like we're rolling up to UBS. I'm excited to hear these pitches.
Chris Paul isn't just a future Hall of Famer and top 5 all-time assist leader. He's also competitive when it comes to handling business off the court. With an impressive number of successful investments, he knows exactly what it takes for a company on the launch pad, and that business acumen will be on full display today.
What's happening? Wale?
Welcome to UBS.
Yes, sir.
Your team's inside. Let's go into the front office.
Let's do it.
Come on.
First, we have a company looking to connect and inspire the next generation of golfers.
Name's Olajuwon Ajanaku, founder of Eastside Golf, and I'm actually from Atlanta, Georgia. Ended up accepting a scholarship to go to Morehouse College, and that's where I met my business partner, Earl Cooper.
Hey, what's up? It's Earl Anthony Cooper. I'm the co-founder of Eastside Golf. We met on the golf team, and he was just very intense.
Every time I went to a golf tournament, I was like, hey, I could do that. Let me start back playing professional golf. It was gonna be hard to find sponsors, so you know what? Let's just make a logo. Got it back, jeans, sweatshirt, Cuban link chain. Showed it to Earl. He was like, yo, you should put that on a shirt.
What makes this brand so special and so different and so unique is that we've been playing this game since the age of 6 years old. And a lot of the times, we build a lot of these pieces and campaigns and ideas really centered around what did him and I want as a kid.
I wanted to speak to golf, but bringing in other people that can see this game and say, hey, I can be myself here and I can wear these clothes, these different clothes outside the game and inside the game, but never have to change.
Eastside Golf is striving to change the game by bringing a fresh perspective to the course. In today's sports landscape, fans are excited to see how a culture of inclusion can positively impact the sport they love. Let's see if Chris and his team think that Eastside Golf has what it takes to move the game forward.
Yo,
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Welcome to UBS.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
You guys excited?
Extremely excited. Can't wait.
Sounds like it. Let's head into the bullpen.
All right.
All right, guys, I'm excited to finally see you pitch in front of Chris today. Before we get started, I have a few things, if you don't mind, that I want to coach you up on.
For sure.
Number one, tell your story. Define unique selling points to consumers. 2, share your marketing strategy. Demonstrate how you plan to market your clothing line. Highlight your momentum. Show them that your company is growing. And how does Chris and his team fit into all of this? I think if you can touch on those points, you'll have a successful pitch. You guys ready to get into the front office?
Definitely.
Ready.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Wish you luck.
Yo, fellas, man, welcome. Excited to have you guys here.
How you guys doing? Olajuwon Ajanaku, founder of Eastside Golf.
And I'm Earl Cooper, co-founder of Eastside Golf.
First off, yeah, Olajuwon Ajanaku, born in Houston, Texas. No relation to Akeem, but moved from Houston, Texas to East Atlanta when I was 2 years old. Started playing golf when I was 6 years old. And after that, junior golf, high school, all of those different golf programs that I went through. When I was 13, Nike sponsored me to go to Chicago to get a 30-minute lesson from Tiger Woods and the late Earl Woods. Ended up getting a scholarship to Morehouse College, and that's where I met my business partner, Earl. In 2010, we won a national championship, Division II. So we knew how to win together,
Sure.
And then after college, I turned pro in golf. Did that for 2 years, had a couple of mini tour wins, so I had professional wins under my belt. But it got to a point I just couldn't afford it anymore. So I had to start my corporate career. I was in commercial finance for about 9 years and was about to become VP at a finance company out of San Diego. I got home one day, fully suited. I was just like, is this it? Is this how my life is gonna look? Just turned 30 years old. And I was like, nah, I wanna play golf. So first things first, knew it would be hard to find a sponsor. I ended up making the logo that you guys see. Jeans, sweatshirt, Cuban link chain. It was just supposed to be me. And I was gonna put it on my polo, put it on my bag, but ended up showing it to my business partner. And he was like, put that on a shirt. And went downtown Detroit. I maybe got stopped 50 to 60 times. Wow. Who are you? What's that logo? Where can I get it from? And do you play golf? Those are usually the same questions over and over. I started selling clothes, November 2019 to February 2020, and I sold out 5 times.
And kind of like where Olajuwon kind of left it off at, I'll give you a quick background on myself. Started playing golf at the age of 6 years old. So, we've been around the game a long time. I like to jokingly say, combined, we have 50 years of experience in this space. I've been fortunate enough to get a scholarship to Morehouse College, as he alluded to. We won a national championship, and I immediately jumped into the golf industry. Becoming a certified PGA professional. I've worked at some of the top clubs across the country. In 2016, I was named Golf Digest one of the best teachers in America. And at that point is honestly when I decided to do something else outside the golf space, because I always wanted to do more than just be a golfer. As Olajuwon said, he created the logo. I immediately saw it and I said, hey, I think there's something to it, but I wasn't sure if the golf industry would be open. From my experience, I questioned it. He convinced me to go down to the PGA show. We went down there and I was completely wrong. And this is January of 2020. And so we just simply got a bunch of business cards and we followed up. And we sent it out, and a small boutique in Osaka, Japan, took a chance on us. They said, hey, we'll take 35 sweatshirts. Those sweatshirts sold out in 24 hours. That's the sweatshirts that you see behind us. And they immediately called us back and said, hey, here's a $10,000 PO. And we're like, wow, we're looking at each other like, all right, we got a business now. This thing is real. 5 figures. We just cracked the mark. And so from there, we were able to kind of grow exponentially. We were fortunate enough to have some great partners, and I think leading that would be obviously the Jordan collab. It's the first ever collab that Jordan has done in the golf space with a golf brand, and that was very important that our first shoe be a spike shoe and be a golf shoe, because we are a golf brand. And a lot of times in this industry, folks are coming outside of the game that are cool, and they're saying golf lacks cool, but since we're really golfers and we can really play at a high level, we're trying to rechange that whole narrative.
So far, I think it's going good. I mean, they're understanding everything we're talking about. I mean, I'm flowing with it. I'm telling my story, Earl is telling his, and I feel like they're understanding it.
They are connecting with the fact that the opportunities is so wide. And I think from a business perspective, they saying, hey, like, if we get this thing right, that, you know, the sky is the limit.
Up next, the Eastside Golf Company will break down their business strategy to team ball.
$8 million valuation. You
Yes,
guys
sir.
made $170,000 last month.
Yes.
Connect the dots.
Yeah, well, you gotta, again,
It's time for Eastside Golf to bring this pitch home with in-depth business strategy presentation.
here's our business model. So currently we are a D2C business. That's where majority of our sales come from. And we've been very strategic because we want the data. It's very important that we understand who our customer is. We also do have a wholesale strategy. We just want to be very mindful of our partners. And that's the thing that we try to do. We don't try to just team up with folks. We want folks to be a partner, and hopefully you guys will partner with us. And then also I'll say one of the other components is me being one of the best teachers in America. We feel that we have a training component that we can also tap into to actually grow the game holistically.
When it comes to marketing, it's always been about telling the correct story, telling a story where somebody can relate to golf in their personal way. Me, growing up on the east side of Atlanta, you know, I have a lot of friends that don't know about the game because they've never seen it brought to them in this type of way.
So currently right now, Eastside Golf, we set our at an $8 million valuation of the brand. We're out to raise $1 million on a safe note. The minimum would be $100,000. And we've been fortunate enough to raise 60% of that so far.
That was super dope. And for me, I'm a golfer, right? I love golf. I love everything that you guys talked about, especially just getting dressed to go to play golf. Sometimes you just want to be different. Like, I don't want to wear the same Nike shirt or something like that that the other three guys in my group wearing. Just the logo, I think, says a lot too. And I think one of my first questions for you guys would be, like, what's your goal? Like, what's your end game?
Well, I think the goal, one, is what we're rooted in. I think it's in changing the sport. I think we have the opportunity to change the narrative. Obviously, that also includes getting Olajuwon out on tour. And then I think as far as when it comes to business, I mean, we believe we have a great business. We believe that if we do it wrong, we can sell it for $100 million. If we do it right, we can get $1 billion.
How much money did you guys make last year?
So the business, just as far as keeping data, we've done to date just under $300,000. So we did about $140,000.
How much money do you make on a sweatshirt?
So on an average sweatshirt, excluding what we pay ourselves, we're making about anywhere from $80 to $90 per sweatshirt. It retails at 120. With the manufacturing partner, we got it down pretty low.
What's the biggest fear you have, or what's the speed bump you see coming in the way? Like, what makes this blow up?
I mean, I think we just have to continue to hire.
How many employees right now?
So currently we have 3 employees on payroll. And we have about, I would say, about a handful of consultants.
That's the toughest part, I think. Always finding, good people to work for you. But then me also being an athlete, right? Like, thinking about you trying to get on tour. One thing I always hear is keep the main thing, right? So not saying it can't be done, and that's why I'm fortunate to have an amazing team around me, but with you trying to get on the tour, you know what I mean? That's extremely tough, trying to achieve that and trying to grow the business.
Well, I mean, I would say for me, I didn't get into deep details of that, but I think I have the experience as far as in seeing things grow. I've taken things from a $5,000 budget and grew it to a $3 million budget in 3 years, right? So I've seen things grow exponentially. I definitely hear everything you're saying, and I think you're spot on, but I think it would more help the business too if he gets all the way out there, and he would still continue to kind of be a part of it. So as some people kind of move to like a board chair seat, right? So he knows what's going on. It's just not the day-to-day operation of things.
And other than the money, what are you asking for of Chris?
If he authentically, connects with the brand, just continue to wear things that make sense to him. We looked at this more as an investment opportunity, so we're not looking for him to be like an ambassador.
Yeah, you should be a bit more bold. I mean, Chris has 2 things. Obviously, he has capital, but he also has a brand, and that probably is as important as the capital from our perspective. $8 million valuation. You guys made $170,000 last month.
Yes.
Connect the dots.
Yeah, well, again, We believe that it could actually go higher. I mean, because we already started raising capital. So in order to shut down the safe note, then it would convert to equity and then Series A. So right now, it's more about, we have the cash flow. It's just about getting the right smart people to close up the round and then go to work.
That still doesn't explain.
You want to know where we come up with that number from?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So I don't have all of the documentation in front of me that when we sat down kind of with our small business advisor group to say, hey, this is how we determine your value based on licensing, based on your projections, and based on your revenue. Gotcha. But again, for us, we felt that that was a fair market value.
Knowing your business inside and out are one of the very first things an investor will look for in a pitch. I think Olajuwon and Earl could have done a better job at digging into their numbers. This would have showed Chris and his team that they're locked into every aspect of their business.
What about the other verticals you mentioned?
The teaching component we feel is huge.
That's a big opportunity.
One of the things we were trying to do was later down the road create an app. So right now we are creating the Eastside Golf community. But now we take everybody that's a part of that community, get them onto the app. Now we have where Earl is actually giving lessons on the app.
That's more interesting than sweatshirts.
Think about the infrastructure, right? You said who makes all of the apparel?
So we have a manufacturing partner, out of China.
Say you did have this big moment where somebody wore a sweatshirt or something like that on a certain platform and everybody just started going crazy. Like, what's the turnaround time? You know,
is the business ready for that?
Yeah, is it ready?
You know, initially it wasn't. You know, there were some moments that we weren't ready for, but we've now been able to get ready and put the infrastructure in place.
So the vision is to get you on the tour. Once you're on the tour, what happens with the business?
I would then step in and run the day-to-day operations.
Okay.
And Olajuwon, if you had to choose between being on the PGA Tour or growing this company to $1 billion, which would you choose?
If I'm going to choose PGA Tour.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that. I totally respect
Because that's a dream of yours, though.
Exactly.
That's a dream of yours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think the biggest thing I respect is, like you said, though, is you said you'd rather be on the tour. Everybody won't always agree with this, but you know, $100 million won't necessarily make you happy.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't gonna agree with that. You know what I mean? I get like, you could be rich and miserable, you know what I mean? Some people would be cool with that.
Very miserable.
Ultimately, if you want to be on the PGA Tour, nothing to make you happier than that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate that.
He definitely got what it takes.
And also, this is the collab with Jordan that we have, actually. A few pieces that we want you guys to see.
You got my size?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
And as you can see, you can hold the quality and see.
Who drew this? You guys did?
Yeah. So
Wow,
actually, that's actually a canvas that's on the bottom of it. It's a 30 by 30 inch canvas.
Where are you guys at from a trademark standpoint?
So we currently own all of the IP as far as the logo.
Okay.
And then also we own Eastside Golf. We don't own the word golf, but we do own cannot use Eastside before the word golf.
I like how Eastside Golf conveyed the strong brand loyalty that they have built. Not only did they show that they had early success, but they provided the roadmap for continued momentum. They're bringing excitement and culture to a sport that needs it. And I think they drove that home with their presentation.
All right, fellas, we really appreciate y'all, you know, giving us your pitch. I'm gonna huddle up with our team and we'll let you know what we come up with.
Congrats on all the success.
Thank you.
Thank you. I feel like the pitch went great. You know, just coming from out of there, I'm sweating a little bit. I feel like they understood our stories.
I think we did a really good job, and hopefully they come on board.
Next, we have a company looking to create custom orthopedics for athletes of all ages.
My name is Nate Jones. I'm the co-founder of Move, and I'm from Los Angeles, California. Honestly, this all came together through a combination of a variety of experiences. I had a plantar fasciitis issue, and it made me start thinking about the experiences that my actual clients have in the NBA.
I'm Micah Katz. I'm one of the co-founders of Move. Funny enough, the best music manager I ever worked with is really a sports agent, and his name is Nate Jones. I sold my company in 2017, and I'd always enjoyed my time working with Nate, and reached out with him, and I pitched him on about 20 ideas that I thought he might be interested in, and seemed to like them all. At the end, he said, "How about insoles?"
The process to getting to this stage has been really fun. I've worked with a ton of high-level professional athletes my entire career, and to have some of them be involved with the development process, try out the product, give feedback, and to have the response that we've had out the gate without even getting to market yet has made us super confident about where we're headed.
We've accomplished so much in a year, and I think I know that the product that we're coming to market with will be the best insole that's ever been worn by anybody. I can only imagine what we'll accomplish in the next 5-10 years.
Move has a unique concept that keeps athletes healthy and out of the training room. They're looking to be a force in a massive industry. But with big companies already dominating the orthotic footwear space, will their pitch be enough to show Chris and his team that they're ready to change the landscape?
Fellas, how you doing?
Good. Welcome to UBS.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. You guys excited to pitch?
We are.
Let's head into the bullpen. All right, guys, the day's finally here. I'm excited to get you in front of Chris and his team, but here's a few pointers that I think you should go into the meeting with. Number one, showcase ROI. Explain the profitability of your product and why. Number two, make it simple. Demonstrate how you plan to educate consumers about your product in a way that's easy to understand. Number three, establish your edge. The sports product market is oversaturated. What will separate you from your competition? If you two can focus on those things, I think it's gonna resonate with Chris and his team. Let's get you into the front office.
Up next, we'll see if the Move team can establish an edge and take a step in the right direction with Team Paul.
What would you guys ask me?
Our target was right around $1 million.
Now it's time to see what the Move team is made of on the big pitch stage.
My name's Nate Jones, and this is my business partner, Micah Katz.
Good afternoon, everybody.
We actually are here today to pitch our athletic health and wellness and performance brand called Move. Our brand is initially focused on the athletic insole space. Ooh. The way that we got here is I've actually been working in the sports agent business for 12 years now, working with a lot of marquee NBA athletes on all their off-the-court business. Also been a big-time basketball fan and player for most of my life. I'm 40 years old now. You know, as you get older, you feel those aches and pains. And the last time I really revved up to play basketball, probably the beginning of 2019, I had a crazy plantar fasciitis issue. Yeah, someone actually suggested to me that I go to CVS and pick up a pair of over-the-counter insoles. I tried it out, and honestly, within a few days, the pain had started to subside, and a light bulb went off in my head. And the majority of the players in the NBA, I'm not sure, Chris, if you're one of them, but the majority of players in the NBA wear custom orthotics because of some of the wear and tear they've had on their bodies over the years. Knowing that, I question why the consumer journey for the average athlete didn't involve any conversation around athletic insoles or orthotics. Going on that consumer journey myself as a player, and then also marketing to those consumers, I couldn't recognize a brand. The brand of record, which I won't mention here, they are an old and sleepy brand that's been around for 100 years. And when most people think of over-the-counter insoles, what they think of is old, hurt, injured. And that's not a brand that anyone young wants to be affiliated with. They're always looking for something aspirational.
So we founded this company about 1.5 years ago. Started the journey, we did as much research as we could.
How do you guys know each other?
We actually know each other because one of the athletes that I work with actually does music as well. And Micah was the hip hop merch kingpin. I didn't know if he looks like he's Mr. Hip Hop here, but he had at one point had 300 plus stores with a variety of artists and influencers, and one of them happened to be my client. And we built up a good rapport with each other. And after he sold his company, he was looking for the next move for himself. And that's kind of how we got started.
Yeah, I was dying to work with him, and I pitched him on 20 esoteric ideas that were complicated. And he told me about insoles. And right away, it was just one of those ideas that has a chance, right? Like you see success so clearly. And then we looked at the industry. We saw how fragmented it was. We understood the importance of it to professional high-level athletes, and we saw the absolute absence of any brands that could resonate at the younger generation. And I loved the idea of getting behind a product that would look awesome, but would actually change people's lives. And so we spent the past year in development. First of all, we knew that this story has to be told by people like Chris Paul, people that have been in the league in a long time and know that it's not just about how many shots you get up in the gym, but it's how you take care of your body. And so we engaged one of the leading custom orthotic manufacturers in the country, supplying a ton to the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. They're called Foot Care Express. So as of now, we are dialed in on our product. We have our first manufacturing order that's landing in the States later this month. And to date, we set out to raise $1 million. We've raised $900,000 of that to date. all at a $4.35 million post-money valuation on a safe note.
And before we reveal our product, I'd love to show you what's on the market. I'm sure as a professional athlete, you're very familiar with this, Chris, but the sock liner that comes in your $150 shoe is completely inadequate. And then when you look at the marketplace in terms of insoles generally, what the market leader looks like it looks like a medical product. It's nothing that you want to be affiliated with. We're looking to completely step away from that, energize the market, and bring something that's much better than what's on the market today.
This is the first time that anybody has seen our product after a year and a half of being in the laboratory. So this is a really big moment for us, and we appreciate you taking the chance.
Right.
I'm going to
what are you going to do?
give you the head start. You guys can open it.
Okay.
Da-dum. Why Move? Just because?
We chose Move because we want to inspire to move in a proper biomechanical way.
Tell you right now, my orthotics don't come like this.
Yeah. So how are these better than the ones you bought at CVS that worked after a couple of days?
Well, Chris, I'm not sure who makes your custom orthotics, but we work with a company called Foot Care Express that makes the majority of the custom orthotics in the
I
NBA.
wear Foot Care Express.
To get out the gate fast, we were looking for the expert in the space to help us develop over-the-counter, and we thought that the company of record for custom would have a lot of data and information to help us build out our over-the-counter product. Once we met with them, they actually had been looking at this space and started to develop their own over-the-counter product, but quickly realized that building a consumer brand is completely different than servicing NBA teams and sports med and things of that nature. So we took what they had started to work on and revamped it and made it our own.
Are they invested in the business?
Yes, they are. I think it's going really well. I think, having an athlete that's authentic to the journey that we're trying to tell, he completely understood what we were pitching and the opportunity.
So I think the aspect of what we're bringing to the table for what Chris's team is jiving with the most is the authenticity of the product. The company that we are working with to develop our insole, it turns out that that's who Chris Paul is using to create his custom insoles. So I think they really appreciate the fact that we didn't just bring something to market that was cool, but that we brought something to market that's gonna work.
How much are they?
We're gonna be retailing them for $39.99.
They seem pretty durable too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I had a situation where back when I played in Houston, I was having a heel issue, right? And orthotics are key. Like if you put the wrong orthotics in your shoe, you could really get hurt. And I was practicing this year, and I think I put in the wrong orthotics, and I had that injury earlier in the season.
Well, how do you solve that challenge on an over-the-counter basis?
So what most people don't know about custom orthotics is that it's not made specifically for the way that your foot is. It's made for the way that your foot should be. So it's like braces. So what Foot Care Express did is they looked at 200,000 scans of athletes, and they found the idealized foot position for over 90% of athletes. Because it's not about if you're flat-footed, if you pronate, it's about where your foot should be. And there's two different types of shells, as you can see.
Yeah.
One of the shells is flexible, it's made out of EVA, and the other one's made out of a nylon composite, the white one. Depending on how your foot is, both of those are gonna put your foot in the exact same position with just a little bit more accommodation or a little bit less accommodation.
How much does it cost to make this?
It costs $9 out of the factory.
Obviously, these are athletic performance insoles, but we're thinking beyond that. But then eventually, we want to be the brand of record in this space. So we want to have a casual product. We actually already have a casual product in development that I can show you guys today as well.
Yeah, we'd love to see it. The challenge, but I think it's also the opportunity, is for people to believe that they need these when their feet don't hurt. And so from a narrative standpoint, even though I totally understand not wanting to spend, throw money on a paid marketing standpoint, but you do have to sort of tell the story in the right way.
We have to tell the story. And it's why the connection to the pros, the connection to the people who have lived that life, we often refer to our marketing story and our marketing journey as a generational one, where it's talking about what I wish I would have done and what I do now.
Is there real science?
Yes, 100%. That's why we wanted to, instead of just trying to go out on our own and make these insoles, we wanted to partner with basically the podiatrists of record for pro sports.
You partnered with them. Who else have they partnered with? In other words, is there competition? Is there anybody else, or is it just you
us
right now?
Yes.
What kind of partnership would you guys envision building with Chris and CJ?
More than anything, the connection back to the pros, the connection to what you've accomplished is critical for us to tell the story. And being able to work with you guys and the teams and the combine from middle school to high school and being able to help assist in us tell that story, because we can only go so far, but the education, they need it to come from you guys.
With all the opportunity and market share and all the ways you can go, why aren't you raising more money?
We're about a month away from launching, and we know that we have to invest in the brand, and that's going to require marketing efforts.
I think the next question is, what would you guys ask be?
Our target was right around $1 million, and we've raised about $900,000 to date. But for the pre-seed, we really were focused on trying to get to the $1 million. Whatever you decided to invest, we would also hand you additional shares beyond that, just for being a part of the team.
You know exactly how influential you are at the professional level. I know you're retired now as the president of the NBAPA, but also at the
He thought you were about to say another financial plan. You were about to get the rap, man. Part in there quick.
I had mentioned that he had recently retired from the NBAPA, and he just heard the first 3 letters. So that was.
You saw the competitor come out of Chris there. He wanted everyone to quickly realize that he is not anywhere near retiring.
Yeah.
But
and I realized that too.
Clarified it for Micah that that's what he thought you were saying when we knew you were talking about.
So that was an unexpected turn. I'm gonna go. This has been cool. I was wondering how long it would take me to make an asshole of myself, but So we really would love, Chris, you and your team to help us tell the story, to help us educate consumers about how critical insoles are for their journey, and help us make this a reality.
I thought Nate and Micah made it clear that they were working to address a widespread problem, not only focusing on already suffering athletes, but driving a narrative that their product is essential for injury prevention. A fresh take on an old industry can be a big winner, and I feel they nailed those points of their pitch.
Fellas, really appreciate your time. Really appreciate your time. Me and the crew, we got a lot to think about, but we'll get back to you here in a minute.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
The pitch was a dream come true. I mean, how many people in the world can say the opportunity to pitch to Chris Paul and his team? I mean, for us, this has been a 1.5-year journey. I didn't anticipate us having fun, but we had a lot of fun.
I think that they were really responsive to what we had to say, and asked a lot of great questions, and we're super excited to see what they come back to us with.
Up next, CP3 will jump into the huddle with his team to discuss and weigh the options presented.
All right, fellas, what y'all think?
It's early and they need help. They said they're ready for it. I don't know if they fully ready for it.
We're not the team that can help
No,
them.
not us.
Man.
With both pitches in the books, it's time for Team Paul to huddle up and discuss the two companies. In the meantime, Wale sits with the nervous entrepreneurs as they await CP's decision.
So as we wait for Chris's text, I've noticed some things during your pitches. If you don't mind, I want to give you some feedback. I'll start with Eastside Golf. You connected your story to Chris. He's a golfer. I think you made it clear how you bring swag to the course. Next, you showed him that you're growing the game in diverse communities. This is vital for the future of the sport, and I think you two did a great job of conveying that. With that being said, there's still a few things I think you could have done a little better. Like most investors, Chris wants to know when will he get his return. I think you could have showed Chris what the end game looks like. When the money comes back to Chris as an investor is key. It was a missed opportunity to not have a plan to utilize Chris's platform. And finally, Chris and team want to hear your strategy for growth. You explained you had a plan on hiring, but a strong business plan is important.
All right, fellas, what y'all think? Let's talk about Eastside Golf.
Very intriguing. I think it's a conversation starter, even if you don't play golf. But I think them talking about the app, that's a real play.
Look, I think we understand their opportunity probably bigger than they do at this juncture.
Right.
This is far more than a fashion business. This isn't about sneakers and sweatshirts. This is about growing the game of golf and using that as a tactic to do so. But they won't be able to actually grow the game of golf without a real team.
Right.
I'm a little concerned with the $100,000 or the $1 million they're raising. That didn't sound like enough to do anything.
Right. What do you think about the valuation?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But he also wasn't able to articulate how it could make sense.
Right.
I think how it could make sense if they actually were approaching this as a marketplace.
Right, because it's almost like they've been making this dope brand that looks good, but like you said, the economics have to add up.
They hadn't thought about why being in business with you could be far more than just money. And as we always talk about, it's really not about the money, it's about the brand. I didn't love the fact that they weren't thoughtful about that. Now, obviously, we can do that work for them. They know you play golf, right? And so they could have had an idea or two that I think would have been appropriate for this kind of interaction. What they can actually do in success is transformative. It's just how do they get some momentum that is more than just about him getting on the tour and is more than just about selling some sweatshirts and doing a collaboration with Jordan.
It's early and they need help. They said they're ready for it. I don't know if they fully ready for it yet.
But with big dreams and aspirations and all that, you gotta have the right infrastructure. Gotta have the right infrastructure.
We're not the team that can help
No,
them.
not
So
us,
the
but
answer, it goes back to the original answer of why we're here.
But I
Like, it's
think we could, the four of us could put our head together to get them to a person that can help them. I mean, we have
In
enough
exchange for
relationship.
what?
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're gonna
Do we
put
go
this
back
in and we want this percentage of this company.
All right, fellas, I think you did a fantastic job, especially when you explained the importance of comfort and injury prevention. I think Chris appreciated you being proactive instead of reactive in the development of this product. As a lifetime athlete, that resonated with Chris. Now, I think there's a few things that you probably could have touched on more. First, awareness. Right now, athletes of all ages don't know Move. Chris would have to dedicate a lot of time and energy to get this product ready for market. Next, in the footwear industry, there are many competitors creating similar products. What would stop a company from replicating this type of technology? I'm not sure if you made that clear enough.
Move. That was interesting. What y'all think?
I like how simple it is. Simple product, storytelling, which you like to do.
I think it's no one else like this in the space. The company that is in the space ain't cool and hip, and it ain't really for athletes.
Strategically, I think this is right down the fairway for you.
Yeah.
It's worth your time and energy to storytell around why orthotics are the right thing to do before you get hurt, not after you get hurt. These guys, they're a great team. I think they complement each other really nicely. The one thing they're gonna have to do is get to a lower price point. It's expensive right now on a relative basis.
I think what I like about it is, aside from it being like seamless and easy, it's natural. It's something that I do on a regular basis.
Yeah, you can talk to it.
And it's a lot of guys just unaware. You just don't know.
The other problem might be, why just them? Why can't other people just go do this? Where's the
so that's a good point. I mean, look, the partnership with FootCare clearly is a differentiator. You got to make sure that that's exclusive. And you do have to make sure that what FootCare is providing to them can't be replicated, because then that'll cannibalize them.
Man, that was good. Now let's bring him in and talk to him, see what we got.
But overall, I think Chris really connected with your pitch. And as the phone vibrates in my hand, you know what that means. It's decision time. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Definitely. Let's head in there.
Let's do it. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Good luck.
Thank you, man.
Good luck.
Appreciate you.
Right behind you.
Thank you all.
Good luck.
When we return, we'll find out which of these two companies will be partnering with one of the strongest athlete business teams in the NBA.
Chris, team, I heard you have something for us.
We definitely have a decision.
It's time for Team Paul to make a decision. Will Chris Paul partner with Eastside Golf or Move?
Chris, team, I heard you have something for us.
We do. First and foremost, thank y'all again for the amazing pitches. Everything that you guys presented was well thought out, and we definitely have a decision. If you guys, Eastside, Olajuwon, y'all, if y'all step out for 1 second, we'd love to talk to Move real quick. So Nate and Micah, we could tell, from you guys' presentation and pitch that you guys have put a lot of work into this. And for us, it just seemed pretty evident that it's something that we love to be a part of. See how we can be very helpful and strategic, and it's something that's much needed in the marketplace. So we would love to invest $100,000 into Move and everything going forward. But
Don't celebrate yet. Don't celebrate yet.
Before y'all pop the champagne and all that stuff, we got a few other things that we like to talk about with you guys.
Yeah, so let's talk about the shares.
Right.
How are you guys thinking about that?
Nate and I had the chance to talk about it. And what we'd like to do is, based on the current valuation of $4.35 million, is to whatever you wanted to invest would give you a 1-to-1 coverage. So we would issue stock to you equaling the amount of your investment.
Gotcha.
And because we think that you are worth 10 times, your investment, but we've never given coverage before to anybody.
So we weren't going to ask for 10 times. You clarified for us that it's 1-to-1, which is fantastic. Thank you for that offer. We think it should be at least in the 2 to 3 times range.
Did you consider how long those would vest over? This is going to take some time to build this business.
Correct.
So we when we were thinking about one time, we were thinking about one per year.
Okay.
So extending that over 3 to 3 years, and us continuing to work together, that would be.
Yeah, let's do 3 times over 2 years.
We were thinking one a year. We do have to be
We agree.
considerate to the rest of our cap table. There is not a team that it would be more critical and pivotal to our success than y'all. We think that 3x vesting over 3 years in equal tranches, we think that's a very aggressive offer, and we hope you'll consider it.
So no milestones other than duration?
No, because you guys are business people. You know what to do. You guys know this business better than we do.
When you guys raise more capital, can Chris get a right of first offer?
Absolutely. That's standard.
A part of our safe.
Disproportionate?
So when it comes to the actual investment vehicle, we have to stay consistent.
I got it.
There's a side letter that gives pro rata rights to everyone that's involved in this safe.
Man, we're in $100,000 with 3-year 3x coverage. All right.
Hey, man. Congratulations. Good job.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
This is a business that I think is going to take some time to really get off the ground, but hearing their ideas and knowing the type of reach that me and my team have, especially on the grassroots level, that's our niche. It's authentic to me and my brand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nate, looking forward to working with that.
We may be celebrating, but this is just the work starts now. Nate and I have been in the lab for a year and a half and working as hard as anybody could work. And having Chris and everything that he stands for and his authentic messaging, we couldn't ask for a bigger validation. Nate and I spent a couple minutes celebrating, and now our minds are racing like it's go time.
All right, fellas. Impressive day. Now it's back to work.
Yes,
back
sir.
to work.
Back to
Congrats.
work. Thank you.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Fellas, what's happening? First and foremost, I just want to say thank y'all again, man, for even trusting us, coming in here, telling us you guys' plan and your pitch was amazing. I like to just say what you guys are doing is remarkable. And one of the biggest things that was sort of hard for us to overcome was sort of the valuation. But nevertheless, in that aspect, we would still like to invest $50,000.
Yeah, now we feel great about that. Although our ask was $100,000 minimum on a safe note, we understand the value that's there, and we look forward to building a long-lasting relationship. So again, thank you for believing in us. We gladly accept the 50, and we'll continue to work hard.
Yeah, I think the reason why I decided to invest in Eastside Golf is because I believe in their vision. Any business, a lot of times people have a hard time with infrastructure and hiring and figuring out what's next. But the vision is there, and I believe with my team and our resources, there's a lot of things that can happen going forward.
Congratulations. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much, man. Thank you.
To have a partner like Chris on board, I mean, it's dream come true to have somebody like him that actually believes in our vision. Golf can be shown in different ways, in that we're going to show it in a more authentic way.
Fellas, man, been a great day. Glad we got everything done. Now, let's get to work, go change the game.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Chris Paul knows a great investment opportunity when he sees one. In this case, he saw the value in both companies and will be investing in Eastside Golf and Move. With these investments, Chris has the opportunity to disrupt two very distinct old and outdated industries, adding to his already robust investment portfolio. We'll see you next season on Front Office.